Well, we've got two crucial steps left before we actually pull the trigger and turn this into a business, and that's going to be acquiring a CRM and creating a website. And these two are going to go hand in hand because we're going to use our CRM to embed a request form on our website, and we're going to use our website as the landing page where everybody can go to get to our request form or to book us online. So what is a CRM? Technically, it's customer relationship management software, but really forget that. I'm going to tell you what a CRM actually is. With the exception of QuickBooks that you'll need to do your taxes, with that one exception, a CRM is the software that's going to run literally all of your business, every single detail of the day-to-day operations of your business, whether that's managing yourself, managing your employees, all the tools you need for a secretary or a bookkeeper to manage all of that end, your client portal. It is literally everything that you will use every single day from the moment you get started to the moment you're done to run your business end to end. And rather than trying to just talk at a camera and tell you what it is, I'm just going to take you into my CRM and show you exactly how I use mine. I use 𝗏𝗡. I've been with them almost 4 years now. I've run my entire business with them the entire time I've had this business. There are others that you can look into. Some are more expensive with more features. Some are cheaper with less features. All of them are different. I've been with 𝗏𝗡 for a long time because they've been flawless in helping me execute where I've gotten to. I do recommend them for yours. There is also a link that you can click to get your free trial of 𝗏𝗡 as well. But without further ado, I'm just going to take you straight into 𝗏𝗡, and I'm going to show you what a CRM does for you on a day-to-day basis. Here we are on the home screen. This is where you start everything from, and this is where I'll teach you how to access everything from. And before we really dive deep in here, I do want to point one thing out. What I'm going to be showing you today is just the tip of the iceberg. There are thousands of features in here, all of them extremely useful. I can't dive into every single thing it does, but I'm going to show you the basic things that you're definitely going to use it for all day, every day. So the first thing we're going to look at is client onboarding. Your CRM is going to be where you onboard your clients at, collect all their information from, and interact with them through. So we're just going to click on this create button right here, click on client. I'm not going to show you how to fill every single thing out. However, you can see that this is where you put your clients in. Another thing it's going to do is it's going to have a request form so that if your clients use the request form or the request button, it's going to bring them in. It's not going to look just like this for them, but they're going to onboard themselves for you when they make that request by putting in all of their information and saving you a little bit of time. Your clients are also going to have a portal. Now, I can't show you the client portal here because I'm logged in as the administrator of my account, but your clients will have their own portal within 𝗏𝗡 where they can actually look at whatever details you want them to be able to see about their jobs. So if you have especially clients like realtors, property managers, commercial property managers, if you have clients with multiple properties and multiple jobs open for them, they can actually go into their client portal if you give them access, and they can view certain details of their jobs, of the schedule for completing the jobs. They can look up previous invoices. They can look up their open estimates and their closed estimates, but they're going to have their own portal where they can go in and make requests, pay bills, etc. Let me show you the request real quick. So if your clients go to the portal to make a request, then when you click on this request button, it's going to bring up all of your open requests. Now, they can also book you online, not only make a request. And 𝗏𝗡's going to have an embedded form that you can put on your website so they can fill out the request directly from the website. There's also a button you can click on your website. They'll give you the button that you can embed so that they can click that button, and it'll bring them into a client portal to make a request. And then I'll click on new request here. It's not going to look exactly the same for them from the client end, but it'll have them fill all of this information out. And you can also say whether it's an assessment or a request, and they will be able to, if you allow them to, if you configure 𝗏𝗡 to allow it, they'll also be able to book assessments onto your schedule if you have it set up for them to be able to do that. So let's say they've booked you and they need an estimate. So you can go to the property, you can schedule it first of all, and I'll show you the scheduling in a minute, but you can schedule, go to the property, and when you write the estimate, you can come up here and click create quote. And then this is going to be where you create all of your estimates. And once you do this, you're going to be able to send this estimate to them electronically, and they'll be able to approve or deny the estimate electronically. If there is a deposit required, they'll be able to make their deposit securely, whether on their phone, tablet, PC, laptop, any platform, they'll be able to make their deposit. And once you've sent it to them, let's say they have not approved it yet, it's going to send them automatic follow-up reminders so that you don't have to call everybody over and over asking them if they're going to approve that estimate or not. Jobber's going to automate that, and it's going to remind them for you. Whether it's an approved estimate or just a straight up request for a job, when it's time to create the job, you can come over here and click create, click on job, and you're going to be able to create your job within the software. You're going to have the client, you're going to have all of their properties underneath that client that you can choose from, all of the information you need. You can also put in custom line items like I did over here if you want these to show up on every single job. And this is where you're actually going to create the job in your software and track this job beginning to end. You're going to be able to schedule it. You're also going to be able to add multiple trips. If you know this is going to be, let's say, a drywall job where you're going to need to leave for a day while the mud dries and come back the next day, create multiple trips. You'll be able to assign different employees to the job. You can also make job forms. So if there's something that you want your employees or you to be able to remember, like a checklist, you can have these job forms embedded so that on site you can pull them up on your phone, tablet, laptop, whatever you've got, and go through and check off all your checklist items. It does job costing. It tracks your costs. You can add margins to materials. This is going to track the entire job literally from the moment it's requested until the moment it's invoiced and a receipt sent after the bill's paid. This is going to track each individual job for each individual client. Another really strong feature you're going to want to know about is custom line items. So right here, when I scroll down, all of these here, labor, pop-up, replace, repair, labor, exhaust fan motor, repair, replace, labor, shut-off valve, etc. These are all custom line items I've created. You can come in here, and for things that you can standardize the pricing on, you can make your own custom line items so that when it's time to come and do this, let's say it's a big job with a whole lot of things on the list, if they're simple things that you have customized pricing for, you can just click on them like that. Maybe you're going to do 3 of these, change the quantity to 3, and it's automatically going to update this across here. And of course, if you put in the info for your unit cost and your markup, etc., then it's going to total those up for you as well. It's going to do all the math for you, make it really quick. If you do want to use mine, see add new line item here. This brings up all of my custom line items again. If you want to use mine, I don't recommend using my specific pricing and my specific descriptions, but you can go to my YouTube channel or here on this masterclass. I should have the link up here for you somewhere, and you can download a file that has all of my custom line items in it. And then you can take my custom line items, download them to your computer, and then you can upload them into your Jobber account. And while we're doing this, let me just show you how to do that real quick. Go to settings. Yep, go ahead and leave the page. Go to settings. And under settings, under company settings, go to products and services. This is where you're going to create all of your custom line items. Here's all of mine. Well, it's not all of them, but it's a whole lot of mine right here. So down here at the bottom, if I want to export mine to somebody else onto a CSV file, I can click export CSV, which I've done, and I've put them in an online folder where you can download mine. When you get mine on your computer, you can come over here to import CSV, and it's going to prompt you to search your computer, choose my file, upload my file, and you'll be starting off with somewhere between 100 and 150 custom line items that I use in my business. But I highly suggest that you take advantage of this feature because it's going to save you a lot of time not having to type everything out. You're going to be able to add all of your little caveats, all of your disclaimers, like matching paint may not be a perfect match, etc., all your disclaimers, and give you some uniformity with your invoicing and your pricing. Another great feature you're going to like is from your home page, click on this gear icon and click on Manage Team. And this is going to bring up your team. So think of this as employees, whether it's a secretary, a bookkeeper, other handymen that you've hired, helpers, doesn't really matter. Anybody who needs access to your Jobber account so that they can perform functions for you, you can set them up with accounts inside here. And each one of those people that you set up is going to have access only to what you tell them. And then under jobs, we'll go to create job real quick, and I'll take you back to where this ties in. I just showed you. So team. So when you create this job, if you're going to assign it whether to yourself or somebody else, You click on the team member you're going to assign it to. You can click on email team about assignment. And when you save this job, it'll shoot them an email, let them know you gave them a new assignment with all of the scheduling and everything attached to it. Another great feature you're going to like is actually the phone app that they have for this. So when you start your day each day and you open up the app on your phone, it's going to show you right at the top your very first job that's scheduled. You just click on it. It's going to open up a screen that shows you the details you need to know about the job. It's going to have a button you can click that when you click it, it's just going to automatically shoot a text message or an email to let them know you're on your way. It's going to have a GPS button, so you just click that button and GPS straight to the job. When you get to the job, you can use the phone app to take pictures and store it all inside Jobber, write your description for the work performed. You'll be able to mark the trip as completed in Jobber, and when you're all wrapped up, your next job is going to be on top of the screen, and you just click that button, open up the job, click the button that says on my way, click the button that says GPS your way there. And this is going to take you through your whole day in a very organized fashion so that you don't have to do a lot of thinking and you don't have to carry around a bunch of binders with calendars and stuff in them. It's all contained right here on this app, and that app is going to really guide you through the day. Another really useful feature is going to be down here at the bottom. Click on timesheets. And this is going to be tracking everybody's hours and everybody's pay. When you set your team members up in here, you can set up their hourly rate and you can set up their timesheets so they can clock in on the app on their phone every morning when they get started. They can also clock in and out of individual jobs throughout the day. And as an additional feature, if it's enabled on your employee's phone, maybe you need to provide the phone so you can enable it. But if your employee's phone has it enabled, it'll also use geofencing so that when they get within a certain range from the job site, it's going to sense where they are via GPS within that geofenced area, and it's going to clock them into that job automatically so you can track the time on each job as well as throughout the day. And then as the employer, you're going to be able to come in here on their timesheets and you're going to see all the start times, all the stop times, all the jobs they were at. They can come in and enter time manually for you to approve, or you can enter their time manually. So the only thing this isn't going to do is it's not going to do the actual direct deposit like payroll and stuff. But this is going to track everybody's time so that you are collecting the data that you need to do the payroll. And then the payroll itself, I would imagine you're probably going to do on QuickBooks. There's also other platforms for that, but I think QuickBooks is the most common. But you can come see approved timesheets right here. So there's a fake one that I clocked in on a while back. Looked like I stayed on it for 1,394 hours. But if this was an employee, you just come over here, and if the time was correct, you click approve. And this is going to save all your employees' hours. And then once you do enter them into payroll, you can come back in here under confirm payroll right here. And you can just click these as paid or leave them as awaiting payment. Additionally, there's going to be, let's find expenses real quick, because this ties right in. So let's say your employee's out on the job and they need to purchase something, and for whatever reason, they can't use your card, they can't use your account, they need to spend their own money to run down to Ace Hardware to purchase something they need to get the job done. They can upload an expense as well as a picture of the receipt for that expense, and they upload it via the app on their phone. It gets attached to the job that they're on so that you can track these expenses as well as making sure that you get them reimbursed properly for any money out of their pocket that they spend. So here we are inside a job right now, and let's say this job required multiple visits. Let's say you need to go for 3 different trips, or your employees need to go for 3 different trips. Anytime you have a job and you schedule it, that schedules as a business. If you're going to need more than 1 trip for the job, you can schedule multiple trips and save and schedule. So maybe you've got 4 trips, and as each of your employees comes to this job, they can click on their, see, there's the new trip right there. So they can go to the job, and in their phone app, they can actually click on these, mark just this individual trip complete, and then they don't click close job, just click keep current status. And then you, as the employer, as the owner, are going to be able to come in and see, okay, this trip is overdue, this trip has been completed, and maybe there's a 3rd or 4th trip that's still on the schedule that somebody else is going to go complete. But this is how you're going to track the progress of your jobs. Another super important feature, and I mean really important, is down here at the bottom, internal notes and attachments. What it means by internal is that your clients cannot see any of this through their client portal. So this is only going to be viewable by you and or the employees that you give permissions to in order to view these. But this is where you're going to put your pictures that you take on the job. This is where you're going to put your internal notes. So if you need to send a note to your employee and say, hey, this tenant's a little bit crazy, be careful around her. If you need to do that, you can put that in here and rest assured that the tenant is not going to be able to see that through their client portal. Your employee can take photos with the phone app and automatically save them onto here so that when you come around on your end, you can click open those photos, you can read their notes. But the important thing to know is that all of this here at the bottom, this is all internal and not viewable by anybody that you don't give specific permissions to view. And of course, every CRM is going to do invoicing. So for example, click on this job, mark it complete, close the job. Once that's been done, you're going to come up here to generate invoice. And I don't need to show you how to fill all of this out. You'll figure it out real intuitively. There's also lots of deep dives on my YouTube channel into the software where I take you through everything step by step. But for the time being, I'm just showing you that this is where you create your invoice. Also, a very new feature that they've just now added is going to be this Ask Client for Review. If you have this enabled, and once you connect Jobber to your Google Business account, once you do that, this is going to automatically prompt your client once everything is closed out. It's going to prompt them to go leave you a good review on Google. And I believe at the moment it's set to only ask them every 6 months. So if you're doing multiple jobs, it's not going to prompt them every time. It's going to wait 6 months and then it's going to ask them again. But anytime you close out a job, if you click yes on here, it will prompt your client to go leave you a good Google review, which is really important for quite a few businesses. A lot of y'all are really relying on great Google reviews to get a lot of clients. You can also connect your business bank account. So once you get your bank account connected, let's say you finish this invoice, you can save and send as text message or save and send as email. Either one you want to do, you can send them this invoice in one or both places. And what they're going to be able to do on their end is once you send that invoice, there we go. Oh, also, if you took a bunch of pictures, they're going to be right here underneath this PDF file, so you can click on them to attach them. But once you send them this actual email and they get this invoice, they're going to be able to go and make a payment online with their credit card, safe and secure, and it's going to get directly deposited into your bank account. Additionally, if you have repeat customers, so let's say you're a pool cleaning company and you're going to be out there once a week, all through the month, all through the year, but you're only going to invoice them, say, once a month for the last 4 trips, they can actually put a card on file so that you can just click on collect payment and collect that payment automatically. Or you can set up automatic payments where this all gets automated for you. It'd be great for something like a pool cleaning business where you don't have to do all of this invoicing. You don't even have to go in and manually collect each payment. You can just have it all set up to happen automatically for you. And once that credit card payment is made, there's also settings in here to make sure that your client immediately receives an electronic receipt with whatever little thank you note you want to send with that. They've also got some great marketing tools here. If you click on marketing, you're going to see reviews and campaigns. The reviews is what I was just telling you about, where it's going to prompt them to leave a Google review. Under reviews is campaigns. And what you're going to do with campaigns is the software allows you, number one, to have all your clients uploaded into the software and tracked. Number two, you can tag your clients with different types of tags. And you're going to be able to use this to do mass email campaigns to your clients. You're going to be able to filter and say, let's do an email to all the clients who haven't done any business with me for the last 6 months. Or let's do an email to all of the clients who have done business with me in the last 3 months to follow up and see if they need any other work. You're going to be able to filter and sort your clients and do mass email campaigns just to say thank you or to re-engage them for more future business or to let them know that you have a sale or a special coming up. But this is going to allow you to organize all your clients in such a way that you can communicate with them in bulk effectively to drum up more business, or like I said, just to make sure that they know you appreciate them being a client and to remind you that you're still here should they need you. One more awesome feature, if you use Google Calendar, Microsoft Outlook Calendar, iCalendar, doesn't really matter. Click on the Schedule tab here. Make sure that this is filtered by month, which it is already on my end. Click on More Actions, and here you're going to see Set Up Calendar Sync. So this is going to be able to sync with just about any online calendar you're using, all the big ones that everybody uses. Whatever you schedule in here for yourself, whatever you have in your calendar in Jobber, will automatically sync with whatever your preferred calendar app on your phone is if you track your days using one of those big calendars. And you just set all this up and sync it. Now, like I said at the beginning, there are multiple CRMs out there. Feel free to check them out. There's some that are cheaper with less functionality. There are some that are more expensive with more functionality. There are very simple ones. There are very complex ones. I've been using Jobber to run my business for almost 4 years. It runs every facet of everything I do. I do recommend it. I think it's the best one that you can get. I think they're an industry leader, and I think that they're always coming out with all of the new features, and most of the time, everyone else is just following behind them. But nonetheless, you're going to need a CRM. There is a link available for you to click for a free 14-day trial. It's available here in this masterclass, as well as in the descriptions of all of my YouTube videos. So get your free 14-day trial at the very least and just test it out. You're going to be able to add your branding to this and do everything you need to do with this. In this video, I've barely touched on all of the things that this software can do. These are just the ones that you're going to be using on a daily basis. It's probably the shortest video I've ever done trying to show somebody what exactly Jobber does. But make sure you get yourself a CRM. If you use my link, you're going to get 20% off for the first 6 months. Jobber also often at the end of the month has an additional percentage off if you purchase when they're running their super great specials. But this is great software, regardless of whether you get Jobber or not. Make sure you have a CRM before you start your business, because you don't want to be learning a new CRM after you get slammed with work, because you're not going to have any time if you do get slammed with work. So get your CRM set up and then move on to the next episode, which is going to be setting up your website and taking your embedded form or embedded button from Jobber and adding it to your website, so that if your clients or potential clients find you via Google on your website, they're going to have that link or that form right there to fill out, which is going to have them onboard themselves into your software as a new client, and they can request the work or book you directly online right there from your website.